heritage, our tradition, our future. Today, we become. In this episode of Premier Interschools Rugby, we look ahead to this Saturday's derby between rivals Glenwood High and Municipal Monument, live on SuperSport. It may be one of the youngest rivalries on the Premier Interschools fixture list, but the Glenwood versus Monument match is undoubtedly one of the most highly anticipated matches in the country.
We respect them highly for what they're going to bring to the table, and it's always a massive physical confrontation, so we know we've got to be very well prepared for a physical onslaught, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Veral hier by ons skool, daai hele week is omtrent geesvang. Daai Vrydag het ons groot geesvang. En dan ons al ons spanne gaan af, so dit sal 'n groot wedstryd.
Wat nice is van Monas is jy speel eers met 'n nommer op jou trui as jy vir die eerste speel. As jy junior is, dan jy net die nommer op jou mou, so dis lekker daai tradisies wat die ouens begin leer en daai trots wat jy het die oomblik as jy vir die eerste kan speel vir die Witbulle. En jy kan daai nommer op jou rug dra. So lekker voorreg en ja, dis ek dink kom Monas so goed doen is. Al die ouetjies is so trots en al daai passie vir die game.
The rivalry is there throughout the years, and we know Monas has traditionally been the strongest school within Gauteng, and Glenwood over the last couple of years have proven to be the strongest in Natal. So yeah, there's massive rivalry between the two, and I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
High intensity ball skills and big hits. The boys are not going to stand back for anyone, and that's just how it works here.
Monas is based in Krugersdorp and Glenwood in Durban, providing both schools with an opportunity to enjoy a unique interprovincial rivalry.
If we want to up our game, we have to play the best. And the boys from Krugersdorp are considered to be a formidable team.
Ons is albei skole met 'n trotse tradisie, 'n ryke geskiedenis, especially about the rugby. And you know, that's why I think we connect and we enjoy and we convey the same message and that tradition and pride for your school and the sports, and that's why we enjoy the engagement.
Glenwood has beaten Monas just once before in 2012. However, it has been all the Witbulle since the match became a Premier Interschools fixture in 2013, with the Krugersdorp school winning 4 from 4. Despite having the upper hand in recent years, Monas know far too well that it would be foolish to underestimate a Glenwood team with a hunger for revenge.
Our boys are keen to play them.
We're taking game by game and not looking at records, but as you say, records are there to be broken, so we're looking to put that right on Saturday.
We haven't won a match against Monas in the tournament here for the past 5 years, and I honestly think if there's a year to do it, it's this year, as the team has been working very hard and we've been very successful so far.
Van 'n Glenwood span af kan jy baie fisies, hulle tackle jou terug, as jy vat moet jy hard dra en hulle is vinnig. Hulle het altyd spoed aan die buitekante en jy moet net reg wees vir hulle.
Ja, so ek het vir Glenwood het ons gesien speel by Kersney. Yes, hulle het 'n goeie span en daai groot pak forwards van hulle en dan het hulle 'n paar met Engels oor sulky backs wat iets uit enigiets uit kan maak. So ja, ons doen ons voorbereiding. Ons weet wat vir ons kom en dit gaan kliphard wees daaronder in Durban.
Monas ended up running away with a 40-15 win in 2016. However, it was a typically hard-fought encounter, which the Witbulle actually entered as underdogs.
We went to the Sanix Youth World Cup, where we came back victorious. So it was a great tournament to be involved in and represent our country there. And after playing a few local domestic games, obviously we came up against Monas away, and it's always difficult to win on that field. And yeah, after being really competitive in the first half, we came away with a bit of a hiding in the second half, so it was our first loss of the season. And after that, we struggled a little bit with losses to Uffies and to Grey. So even though we only lost 3 games in 2016, we were quite disappointed at the end of the season.
Die game teen Glenwood laas jaar was nogal taaf. Hulle het van Japan afgekom, onoorwonne en ons het ingegaan as die underdogs. En toe stap ons as die wenners uit die geveg uit maar dit was baie taaf en Glenwood die sou van daai kan rugby speel.
Well, firstly, I think we started off well and we played to the best of our potential. But then I just think they came out with a bang in the second half, beat us with fitness, and that's where we lost the game. And I'll take my hat off to them. They played very good rugby.
For many years, Monos were coached by the legendary Hans Coetzee. However, there has been a changing of the guard in 2017 for the Witbulle.
Meneer Hans was 'n goeie afrigter. Ons het baie van hom gehou. Meneer Chard bring net iets nuuts in die span in en hy weet hoe met ons te werk. Ons is baie bly hy's hierso en ons waardeer dit hoe hy ons hanteer en goed.
Ek is baie opgewonde om met hierdie seuns te werk. Ek dink hy's baie talentvolle seuns hierso by Monas. En as die ding nou eers op plek gaan val, dink ek ons gaan moeilik wees om te stop in die toekoms.
A special addition to the Witbull Brains Trust is scrum coach Julian Redlinghuis. The 8-test cap Springbok was head boy of Monument in 2007, representing the South African schools rugby team, as well as achieving an incredible 6 distinctions in his matric year.
Ek hou van die passie van skoolrugby. Ek dink dis wat vir my lekker is om dit te sien nou. Is om te sien hoe passievol mense kan raak oor skoolrugby en daai ouetjies gee hulle alles vir daai wit trui. So ja, dis fantasties, dis lekker.
Kyk, Papa Jules is baie ons hou baie van hom. Hy help ons met die scrumwerk. Hy drill ons so 'n bietjie en dis eintlik 'n eer en 'n reg om 'n voorreg om Julian hier te hê want hy het al groot rugby gespeel en hy's 'n Monas legend.
He's so humble, you won't believe it. En daai boodskap draai oor na die seuns toe. Nou, geniet die oorwinning, maar bly nederig. And that's his message to the boys every time.
Redlinghuis as captain at the Lions and fellow Springbok teammate Warren Whiteley also has a vested interest in the fixture, being a Glenwood old boy.
You know, they've always been in the top 10 or top 5 or there or thereabouts in the last couple of years. So they've improved drastically and look, I'm really proud of what they've achieved over the last couple of years, and we've seen throughout school rugby in South Africa how competitive it's got.
Like Monas, Glenwood also have a new look to their first team coaching setup in 2017.
Rudy Dames, he left the end of last year. Derek Heiberg, who's now the assistant coach, he's been our conditioning coach for the past 4 years. So Derek is not really new to the first team. And then, of course, Jeremy McLaren, the head coach, he was the coach of the under-16A last year. And there are quite a number of boys from that team in the first team squad.
I think the team has adapted to them very well. I think our team culture has been great so far and everybody adapted to it. Mr. McLaren and Mr. Heiberg, I think the boys has many love for them and I think it's been positive so far.
I think in a big school like Glenwood, it's always a challenge, but it's been a good challenge. Myself and Derek's been working quite hard on the side, and yeah, we've had a good season up till now.
Travel is always a big factor in this fixture, and 2017 will see the men from the Highveld venture down to the East Coast in early June.
Well, they'll be arriving here on the Friday afternoon, and our parents will be here ready to host them. It's always interesting when, you take away the enemy and you're going to have to put up with them for supper and for breakfast, and you want to be hospitable, but at the same time there's that little in the back of your mind, tomorrow we're going to give you a hard time.
Well, the advantage is it's at home and we have not just our 15 men, we have 1,200 boys behind our back, and it's not that we play for the 15 in the jersey, but we're playing for the whole school.
Dit impak ons nie baie nie, maar ons weet ons gaan ons game uitbring, ons eie game uitbring. Glenwood is altyd taaf op Glenwood.
Adding some extra spice to the travel factor is that the fixture falls in the middle of the exam period.
Yeah, for us it's a difficult time because we're in exam time then. So the guys start writing early in the morning and then they get on the buses and they leave for Durban and they arrive there late in the afternoon.
Akademie is belangrik, maar vir daai week dink ek ons gaan my rugby eers sit.
Whilst the first team match receives the majority of attention, there will be plenty of other games taking place between the schools.
In general, our under 14, under 15, under 16 sides have done quite well over the last couple of years. So it's struggled when we seem to get to first team. It's always a massive challenge playing against them at first team level. They really are a physical presence from a conditioning and from a technical perspective. They're very well coached and very well drilled. So in general, our junior teams do well, and we've been quite happy with the results. We've just got to make sure we make that transition to the first side now.
Ja, dit is 'n seunskool wat baie spanne het. Ons hierbo het ook 'n redelike klompie spanne en elke week is daar nou nie altyd vir die ouetjies ja in die laer spanne die geleentheid om te speel nie. So ons is baie dankbaar daaroor en ons sien uit daarna. Ek sien uit om ons C-spanne en ons laer spanne te sien speel teen Glenwood. Ek weet dit gaan rof wees. Hulle diepte is baie goed, maar soos ek sê, ons is reg vir hulle.
When the Green Machine of Glenwood and the Witbulle of Monas meet in Durban, expect no quarter to be given as these two proud schools lock horns.
It is definitely a match we're looking forward to because we don't play the game just for fun. We play it because it's our passion and we are going out there because we want to and we're playing for one another and not for ourselves.
Ek moet sê as daai game Green Machine teen die Witbulle, dit is heeltemal iets anders. Dit voel amper soos 'n World Cup final wat ons speel, maar dit so groot opbou is hierdie jaar. Ons wag nou al lank vir hulle en omdat hulle hoe ons gerank is op die oomblik, gaan ons daar uitdraf om te wen.
We've worked on a culture where the scoreboard isn't the most important thing to us, but more to play to our full potential. But in fact, if you look at results across the country, it's the team on the day that's really well prepared. And obviously, whose mistakes are minimised and play to the basics well.
It's not every day that you can get to play on TV at school and the crowd's just behind you 100%, not just the parents but the school as well. And to play with 1,200 guys behind you is just the best feeling in the world.
Hopefully, we'll be able to get the W and I can give my good mate Jules a bit of stick here at the Union. So, yeah, boys, just go and do it for all the Glenwood old boys.
Today, we stand for all that is, for our heritage, our tradition, our future. Today, we become.
Watch Glenwood versus Monument in Premier Interschools Rugby this Saturday, live on SuperSport.